diligence Due diligence steps. When the donor is other than near relative to the recipient, we have to be extra careful. This is called due diligence. It ensures that the donation is ethical, volunteer, and safe. This process includes basically three main parts: donor verifications, relationship establishment, and medical evaluation. So, when we talk about donor verification, we first check the identity of the donor with the government issued IDs, photos, and biometric. Second is age verification. We verify age must be 18 years or older. Third is proof of voluntary consent. So we make sure the donor is giving voluntary consent without any force or pressure. Third, interview without recipient presence. So importantly, an interview is conducted separately without the recipient presence to check for any sign of force or undue influence. Relationship establishment. Since the donor is other than near relative, they must sign an affidavit stating that their intent is purely out of willingness to help, not for money. Documentary proof of association. Any available documentary proof of association is also reviewed thoroughly. Medical evaluation. So, the donor undergoes a complete medical history review and physical examination, compatibility testing like blood group, HLA typing, and cross match just to check if the donor and recipient is compatible. Fitness assessment for surgery. We must check the donor's fitness is fit for surgery, is assessed thoroughly. Donor's mental and readiness conduct. So finally, a psychiatrist and a psychologist evaluate the donor's mental readiness to make sure that they fully understand the risk and they are prepared for it. Transplant from other than near relative donors. So what all documents are required? This slide about the documentation required when the donor is other than near relative to the recipient. In such cases, the scrutiny is much higher because the authorities must ensure that there is no financial transaction and that the process is ethical. So the key points for this is ID proofs. Both the donor and recipient must provide government issued ID proofs like passport, Aadhaar card, and voter ID. They ensure correct identity and avoid impersonations. Second, old photographs of both parties together just to establish the required to show evidence of their association. Third is proof of domicile or residence. So both parties must provide domicile and residence proof to verify their background. Last 3 years income statement and bank records just to rule out the financial transaction must not be there in exchange for the organ. Affidavit of consent from the donor recipient. The donor must sign an affidavit clearly stating that the donation is being done out of free will and without any pressure. Psychiatric clearance. Evaluate the donor to ensure there is no mental pressure or undue influence. Medical fitness certificate. The donor must go undergo medical evaluation and provide a certificate proving fitness for the surgery. Finally, all statutory applications form as per the TOTA Act, Transplantation of Human Organs Act, must be filled and submitted to the authorization committee. So these documents are required and in place to maintain transparency and rule out the commercial dealings. Now the question is, why do diligence matter? Prevent organ trafficking and coercion, protect donor right, no related living donor transplant demand extra vigilance, due diligence ensure ethical compliance and donor safety. Proper documentation ensure legal protection for both hospital and a donor recipient involved. So my case presentation is case one. uh, there is a relationship between recipient and donor is cousin grandfather, father's paternal uncle. So recipient is 30 years female and donor is 60 years male. So the challenges which I've faced is cousin grandfather, father's paternal uncle is outside the immediate border bloodline committee scrutinized intent. Second, gaps in civil records or old births and deaths not registered in rural areas. So you may say rural records incomplete. Deceased ancestors like key linkage person no longer alive to establish a relationship. Authorization committee lack of legal documentation. So my strategies was I build a clear pedigree family tree with the unique IDs for each person, show the link step by step from recipient, father, grandfather, and grandfather brothers, that is donor. Second, collect link document generation wise like birth certificate, school records, showing father name, IDs like Aadhaar card, voter card, PAN card, and passport, marriage certificates to bridge the surname changes, ration card, Parivar register, which is generally issued by the Gram Panchayat, the certificate of deceased ancestor to match the parent's name. Old property papers like Khatani, family pension records, or succession documents that list relationship. Third, local authority letter. Sarpanch or Tehsildar or municipal councillor certifying family tree if available. Fourth, medical genetic evidence if asked. Request HLA typing, relationship testing, or autosomal DNA. And YSTR if useful through mail line as supportive. If not, primary evidence, which when papers are weak. In my case too, there is Mr. Miss MXRKM, 55 years old recipient, and the donor is Miss SS, 34 years old female. The relation between recipient and donor is a niece, sister's daughter. So the challenges which we have faced in my case too is gender mismatch in legal documents, social stigma and discrimination, limited awareness among staff, committee members, psychological stress and inadequate counseling support, no association with the family for the last so many years. There is a financial transaction also between donor and recipient, no photographs or family get together details provided. So my strategies was ensure updated and verify legal documents, Aadhaar, passport, voter ID with correct gender, sensitization and training healthcare legal teams, strong psychosocial counseling and support groups, equal access and protection under transplant law. The recipient has been in regular touch with her family. After recipient's father's death, the recipient has been financially supporting the family. The relationship of recipient and a donor is uncle and niece, so relationship is established by the DNA matching. Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions?
Yes. I'm Tyagarajan calling from Chennai.
Please stop sharing, Anu.
Hello.
Just
Hello.
asking her to stop sharing. Yeah, Tyagu, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the documentation proof of association? Suppose it's altruism donor and they're not related at all in any form. So what will be the what would be the best answer to give to the committee?
No, so first we have to establish a relationship between the recipient and donor if they are, related with each other. Because organ donation is based on the, love and affection and associations.
No, they are not related at all. I want only one example. They're not related in any form.
No, then we cannot. How
May
we'll
I?
face some kind of challenges otherwise.
No, it's altruism donation for a goodwill.
Tiago, if they're not, Anu, can I take it?
Please, ma'am.
Yeah. If they are not related in any way, if they're direct, you mean to say that they are directed donation or altruistic donation? The
It is
donor
an
and the recipient
altruism.
came to you together?
Yes. Assume that I'm donating to some other person. I have no relationship with them.
Huh. So you have no relationship with them, but you need to prove that you are not taking any commercial or any remuneration in terms of commerce or in kind. And
Distribute.
your economic status and your financial status should be much, much higher than the recipient.
How do you show that? Of course, I'm not rich enough. Suppose I'm
That is
donating.
that is with the bank statement, your income certificate, and all. And there can be a chance that the medical social worker can visit your residence.
What proof should what should be the valuable reason that I want that?
Valuable reason. What is the reason you are going? You have decided that you are going to donate to that person. What made you to take that decision? That you need to prove it.
And it is a challenge. The few altruistic donations that had taken place in our country have been in Kerala with priests and religious leaders giving, but it's usually a challenge given the history of you know uh, uh, all kinds of issues with our living donation. The government of India is fairly careful and stringent. So it is right now, it's a challenge, Thiago. There are people who want to donate altruistically, but as of now, there are no checks and balances in place to make that happen. So in all probability, the committee will reject those cases.
So in Kerala, the Father Chiramil who has donated, he is a priest and he's a Catholic priest who has left his house and he is staying in the diocese, Catholic diocese. So he can prove that he is doing it as pure. It's a pure altruism what he's doing. And the second one is a multi-billionaire, Mr. Kocha Usepachan. He has donated to an electrician. So again, he can prove his wealth. So that's the reason they have allowed this altruistic donors. So you need to prove that you are donating without any hidden agenda.
Is the bank statement necessary? Absolutely necessary. But I
Yes,
heard
definitely. Even if it is between uncle and aunt or father-in-law and daughter-in-law, bank statement is necessary.
that. So how the bank
I
statement
think
is
we
going
can
to?
take the
How does the bank
Pardon?
statement is going to? How does the bank statement is going to help?
See, that's what the law says.
So I'm donating. I've got a poor income. So how is it going to help that?
You have got 4 income. You need to show the proof for all the 4 incomes. So
one more doubt.
thank
I
you.
mean, it is not always a bank statement. I mean, there'll be transactions out of the bank also. It doesn't prove, no? Hello?
Anu, you said there was a gender mismatch. How did you correct that?
Yeah, ma'am. My second presentation, there is a earlier he was a male, and after taking some kind of a surgery or treatment, converted into female. So basically, it is a case of the transgender.
Okay.
So we
So did you face any challenge in the committee?
yes, ma'am. Firstly, gender mismatch in legal documents, and there is a psychological stress as well, and it's generally our society doesn't accept it in a first shot or in a first way. So we have faced some challenges as well, but we have done the DNA and documentation, although it was not approved by our hospital or authorized committee. So they went
Hmm.
to Niman Bhavan, and Niman Bhavan itself, examine the case thoroughly, and they give their
Hmm.
approval for the kidney donation. That means all people here have a right to live, and they means law is equal for everyone. Basically, there is no male, female, or something transgender. So they give the
Okay.
approval, and accordingly we have done the surgery, ma'am.
So when they have applied for appellate, was it the hospital who has applied or the patient themselves?
No, ma'am, patient themselves, recipient.
And how long Nirman Bhavan took this to clear this
Uh,
case?
7 to 10 days, ma'am.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Any other question? Okay, we'll move to the next speaker.
There is a question
Vishwag, I
in
think you
the
are ready
chat,
with your
Prilly.
presentation,
Do you want to
right?
look at that
Yes,
question? There's a question in
ma'am.
the chat.
I'm audible.
Okay, okay. Can we take these questions at last?
Okay.
Ma'am, audible.
Yeah, you are audible now.
Ma'am.
Yes. You want me
Oh,
to present your case?
yeah, that PPT is sharing on that side because my mobile
I'll do.
laptop have some problem. That's why.
Now you can see?
No.
No, it's
Start.
not open. No, it's, you
No,
can't see
ma'am.
it, Prilly.
Huh?
It's not open. We can only see it as a
Not
closed
open.
presentation.
It's not open. Now,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vishok. I'm from AIMS Raipur. I'm an assistant nursing superintendent coordinator in organ transplant. I have 6 years experience in organ transplant and donation field. Ma'am, slide. I was just presenting a simple non-relative case. This case, the recipient is 30-year-old male. Is a ESRD patient. The blood group is O positive. In this case, available near relatives is mother, father, sister, and wife. The date of workup started in July 18, 2024. In this, the available near relatives mother is diabetic, already medically unsuitable, and father is advanced age, more than 90 years. Wife is the same blood group, O positive, but she is unwilling to donate due to their small children. And sister is also O positive, but is married, is unable to donate due to unwillingness from her husband's family. On that time, the recipient wife's father, that means father-in-law, is willing to donate. On that time, same blood group is there, O positive. Ma'am, next slide. Ma'am, next slide.
Yeah, 1 second. Some. Okay.
This is the family tree of that donor. Is donor parents having 3 females and one male children. On that time, the donor is the only one male child. The donor having 2 female or 2 male children. The second female child husband is the recipient. On that time, the donor is coming to donate his kidney to the recipient. Next. How to prove relationship? We are in these types of cases, we are proving the relationship in the educational certificate, birth certificate, Aadhaar card, PAN card, voter ID, driving license, marriage certificate, etc. But these patients are coming from the rural areas of Chhattisgarh. On that time, they are not having any birth certificate. Aadhaar card is there, but the father name is not entered, PAN card is not there, voter ID is not there, driving license is not there. There are a lot of less number of documents is there. In this case, only 10th mark sheet is available for the daughters. Daughters 10th mark sheet is available. On this certificate. The father name is entered. On only prove the relationship is through 10th mark sheet. Next. In this case, the required documents is Form 3, Form 4, or Form 11, and relationship proof. Already, I'm told that the relationship proof is only the 10th mark sheet. There is no photos available, nothing. Now, the valid relationship certificate from a local authority, Tehsildar, SDM, या Panchayat or Municipal Council. In this case, the relationship certificate, first of all, the Panchayat or Municipal Council is denied to give the valid relationship certificate. At last, the Tehsildar given the valid relationship certificate. In this case, Form 20 is needed. Form 20 is not needed because the recipient and donor belong to the same state. That's why Form 20 is not needed for this case. Next. The challenges faced in this case, because this is the one of the special case for me, because this is the first non-related case is our aims Raipur. First of all, the legal challenges. Donor was a non-real relative, required all the compliance of TOA Act, difficulty in getting relationship certificate and proving relationship, and after that, the all documents are correctly filled and make a file and submit to the Soto Chhattisgarh. On that first time, Soto Chhattisgarh is denied for giving the permission for transplant. Next, the ethical challenge. We are checking the need to ensure no financial transaction and coercion was involved on the three-year bank statements and all. Next, the documentation challenges means getting valid proof of relationship and obtaining consent in person, because these donor having total 4 children. We are getting, first of all, we are getting the consent from only 2 children. After that, we will get the other 2 children also. Next. This in this time in legal, we are done the detailed documentation and valid proofs and affidavits and consents and all. Case discussed with the legal advisor of the AIMS Raipur and Soto Chhattisgarh and Health Department of Chhattisgarh. After that, Soto Chhattisgarh give the guidance before proceeding. And the second time, we will get the we got the NOC from the Soto Chhattisgarh. In ethical, we are taking the all counseling and consent, video consent taken from donor and his family, and recipient and his family, and all counseling are recorded in video format. No question or financial transaction. The understanding medical, every medical risk and implication we are explaining in every stage of workup, and we are complete the paperwork in a proper manner and maintain transparency at all stage. In this class, now lot of people, lot of experienced people are appearing, attending this class. On that time, they are thought that this is a simple case. Yes, there is a simple case, but it's special for me because this was the first case in our institution for a non-real relative case. That's all. Next. In this case, okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Done?
Done.
Any question?
Can you hear me? I'm
Yeah.
Sudha here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi,
This is
Sada.
regarding. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Good,
Okay.
good. I'm good.
This is regarding what you said. You wanted to establish the relationship between the father and the daughter, right? That is what I understood from there. Definitely,
yes.
you have gone for HLA typing. That was, I mean, straight away you could have proved this one without any other documentation.
Okay.
Because you didn't have any other proofs. I mean,
only 10th mark sheet is available on the doctor. There is no other.
Not required. HLA typing could have been a simple solution for you.
Yeah.
You could have done what Sudha meant is that you could have done a HLA or DNA between the father and the daughter, and
Only
and
HLA is
HLA between the wife, husband, and the kid.
husband.
So that would really suffice your need.
Yeah.
So
In this
and
case-
you mentioned about the legal advisor, that the authorization wanted a advice from the legal advisor. So then who had approached the legal advisor, whether yourself or the authorization committee themselves?
Already, first of all, their first time they are denied the case. On that time, they are already approaching the legal advisor. We are also approaching the legal advisor of AIMS Raipur also.
Okay, so if they have denied or they have
First of all, they have denied because this was the first case in our institution, and already 2 or 3 times in Chhattisgarh also non-real relative cases. But in 2022 is Toto Chhattisgarh is approved and established. On that time, the new people is in the committee. That's why they are not known about this non-relative. This swap also we are consulting to you and IKDRC and all on that time. After that, we get.
Okay.
Yes, it's also
So,
the journey of states, really. Newer states which are new in the program will be extra cautious, will ask for more documentation, and then as the state starts performing more transplants, and there are, I guess Raipur is still new, and like he said, so I guess that also kind of plays a role.
In metro, we deal with a different kind of problem, and in small state like this, they deal with a different set of problems. Yeah.
Now is the AIMS Raipur will performing different now swap transplant, ABO incompatible. This will the SOTO will learn from AIMS Raipur.
So
do
they agree for ABO incompatible, because they say that how can this person donate to this?
ABO incompatible is agreed.
They agree. They're only bothered about
No
the relationship.
No.
Okay. So in Gurgaon we had that problem also. How can this B donate to A? So we had to teach them the whole procedure. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Good
Okay.
show.
Any more question?
Hi, I had a quick question. This is Atul.
Yeah.
First of all, great presentation, and it's good to meet you. I've heard your name from Trilly several times now. I understand that I think you just talked about the swap that AIMS Raipur has done. Did you face similar documentation challenges with that?
In swap, in compared to non-near relatives, in swap, I think easy process is there, because we are consulting with IKDRC and Trilly ma'am and all. That's why we are getting lot of advice from other people, means experienced people. That's why in this case that much challenge is not there.
Good to know. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So can we move to the next presentation? One second, let me close off this. So next we have got, there's a last speaker of the session. We have got Miss Vrinda Pusalkar with an eminent experience of 26 years in the field of organ transplant coordination. So we would be getting much more experience from her. So over to Vrinda. I'm not taking your time a lot.
Thank you, Tridi, and thank you, NATCO. First of all, thank you, Anu and Vishok, because they have made my job easier. I need not tell what exactly the documentations are needed and all. I'll go directly to the slides, what cases I would like to share. Tridi, can you share, please?
Yes, I'll do that. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we go on the first slide, please? As far as this case is concerned, people may feel why I'm considering this as an unrelated case. It was 14-year-old child. She was adopted by her family when she was 3 months old. So family had 6 biological kids, and this was the 7th kid in the family. Actually, I can't see the entire slide.
Yeah, let me just see what is it happening. Now, is it okay? Does it? Right.
Somehow this slide is not coming fully.
I don't know. That's all of a sudden the schema was half blank thing.
Just close it once, Trivia.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Strange.
I hope now you can see me, right?
The first slide was never a problem. The problem starts.
Okay.
Problem starts
Okay.
with the second slide. Just move to the next slide, really. Let's see.
1 second.
Take it.
So this was 14-year-old girl. She was adopted when she was 3 months old. Family, 6 biological sons, and this was 7th child in the family. Mother was willing kidney donor for the patient. But in this case, the family initially was staying in Karnataka and they had recently moved to Goa. Few of the transplant work was done in, partly it was done in Karnataka, and then they had approached doctors in, can you go to the previous, yeah.
It's automatically moving. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So family was living in Karnataka and very recently they had moved to Goa. Transplant workup was done partly in Karnataka and now they had approached us for transplant. Family was keen on doing the surgery in our hospital. See, the question started, it was kind of 3 states, Karnataka, Goa and Maharashtra. The problem was there was no clear mention in the Transplant Act whether it is biological mother, father, son or daughter. Because in this particular case, there was no HLA match since it was adopted daughter. We tried contacting authorities to know the relation, to know the status, whether we should consider this as a related or unrelated, but we didn't get any concrete answer from them. And there was no proof of adoption in this particular case. Next slide, please. So, but when we interviewed the family, we could make out the intention was not bad at all, and the intention was good. So first we checked with the local adoption centers about rights of adopted children, took their opinion about the case, and then we wrote to the orphanage where the child was adopted from the place where the child was adopted. Of course, the adoption center was in Karnataka. So there we had certain problems because we were new for them. So obviously why they will answer to us. But then after 2-3 phone calls and mail, we got good rapport from, good support from them, and they sent us the duplicate copy of adoption deed. Since the status was not known, we asked for Form 20 as well as police verifications since the patient and the donor were from Goa. After internal interviews with the competent authority, the case was referred to Regional Authorization Committee for their approval. Again, as I mentioned, there is no mention in the Act whether adopted kid or adopted kid is to be considered as related or not. And that's the reason we had to submit the application to Regional Authorization Committee. Within 2.5 months of back and forth communication with the Regional Authorization Committee, the permission was granted. And to our surprise, the approval was given on Form 19, which is for related transplant. This was...
Have you put it in the automatic mode?
No.
Okay.
The second case was, it was 15-year-old male patient was referred from outside hospital. Patient was on dialysis for almost 2 years. Now came for transplant to Jahangir Hospital. Wife was ABO incompatible and family had 15-year-old daughter who had appeared for 10th exam. So they were not keen on accepting wife as a donor, and ABO incompatibleness was also one of the reasons. Patient's mother was medically unfit and he had lost father. So, and there was only one brother, but who was also not willing to be as a donor. Next, please. Mother-in-law was willing to be as a donor. But in this case, what had happened, donor had lost her father. The mother-in-law, father-in-law was not there. He had died, I think, 2-3 years back. After when we interviewed initially, then we told them that they should be to establish chain of relation. We had asked for the HLA of patient, his wife, daughter, and the mother. When we asked for that, then the family told us that this is not the this is stepmother of the wife of patient. So it was not mother-in-law, but it is step-mother-in-law, one can say. And prospective donor had no biological child to give, approval from his side, her side. In that case, again, the problem was how to prove the relation and how to prove the voluntariness. And I think the donor was 70 years. And so in that case, what we did is we asked for additional documents like death certificate of biological mother of the donor. The reason we asked this document because we wanted to see if, the reason what they are providing is not just for the donation. Then we asked for death certificate of father of the donor's wife, succession documents like house transfer. Since she was 70, there was no marriage registration, and the donor had only one brother who was from her side and who was willing to give his NOC. But again, there was no documentary evidence to prove that he was her brother. And that in that case, we asked for the documentations like successions documents, like share certificate and the house transfer, LPG connection, as there was no proof of marriage. Can we go to next, please? So here the competent authority interviewed the donor and recipient twice. The reason we interviewed the donor twice because for the first time when we interviewed the donor, she had no clear idea what exactly the donation would be and whether there will be any complications post-donation to her being as a donor. Donor was counseled by the treating doctor again, and we asked the doctor to prove the submission, to submit the proof of his counseling. And then the case was referred to Regional Authorization Committee. And then finally, we got approval in that case, though it was very, it was what we can say is stepmother-in-law. Still, we got the approval. Next, please. So what I feel is competent authorities, authorizations committee should be made clear about our observation, our case, our views about the case. And if we, the transplant coordinators are convinced with the intention of the donor and the recipient, we can get the alternatives. Like, lack of document should not be the hindrance for approval. As someone rightly said, ki theek hai, when there was no reason, there was no marriage certificate, but we could, look for other documents like succession certificate and all, and we could establish the relation, or we could establish the intent of the donor. So a challenge only becomes an obstacle when you bow to it. Thank you.
Good one, Vrinda. Vrinda, I have a question to you. You said this mother-in-law's case, that step-mother-in-law case, you put it to the competent authority first.
Yeah.
So why did you put this to the competent authority? Because it is in the law, it is very clear that the competent authority is only for the Indian near related.
See, in Maharashtra, the case is the Hospital Authorization Committee or competent authority has to go through the case, and then the committee should recommend or forward the case. So a patient, in case of unrelated transplant, a patient on their own cannot approach the regional authorization committee. It has to go through hospital. The hospital committee to the.
You mean to say that the competent authority will act as an ethical committee when
Yes.
when it comes to the other than near related cases?
Yes.
Okay. Many of the times what Vrindar said is right, where the transplant coordinator gets the maximum time to interact with the patient and the donor, because you would get at least 15 to 20 days before you put up this case to the authorization committee. So you need to be very clear about the relationship between the donor and the recipient. The moment the Vrinda has asked for DNA or HLA, They came up with a real story that yes, they are not the real mother, that's a stepmother. So this majority of us face this problem.
See, and what had happened, why that made me very clear, because very innocently the donor's recipient's wife told that, madam, when I was 6, my father got remarried after my mother's death, and we never thought that she's our stepmother. So the way she narrated her story, it helped me to take the decision of recommending the case or forwarding the case.
True.
It's actually amazing the kind of cases that you people come across, and the kind of challenges that are involved, and how it's really something. And actually, before you take up questions, a thought crossed my mind, Amit, that we could do a compilation of all of these challenging stories
Yes,
from
ma'am.
around the country, and we could get ready for the next conference with that publication. This year we're already
Yeah.
releasing something, and I'm sure each one in the audience has something, transgender case, and then the adoption case. These are amazing stories to capture for the rest of the coordinators.
We can have a souvenir printed out something.
Yeah.
There are senior transplant coordinators in this panel. Siju, Gypsum, Vasim.
Hi, Siju is
Say
here. Hi.
something. Hi. Yeah.
Good evening. Myself Siju from Nanavati Hospital, Mumbai, Max Nanavati Hospital. I'm just adding to that, Vrinda ma'am, we have someone similar case like that to be the adopted father to the adopted child, daughter. So it's the same like that to be, in that case, we review the case in the competent authority. Luckily, we do have the adoption deed from the last 16 years back. They adopted the child. So all that recorded was there. So the same question was there to be that it considered to be related, unrelated. So our legal consent treated like that, father to the adopted daughter, like the heading they are considered, and it is forward to the authorization committee of KM Hospital, where we taken as it is related only, but they because of this kind of adoption case was there, so we needed one more scrutiny from the legal the KM committee. So they also gone to all the papers and everything, and obviously their DNA cannot be proved, and that will not do. But the basis of the deed, the adoption deed, they consider the case, and accordingly the years which were they adopted, and the child is also aware she is that's adopted by these parents, and she also said that yes, that consent is given. And accordingly, finally we got the approval and gone for the kidney transplant. Yes, and both the donor and recipient is fine, and he's also retired from the Navy, so he doing well. Both of them.
So it depends upon state to state. It is, but then Mumbai and Pune, they are in Maharashtra. And one more question, Brinda. Interesting. Like why did they provide Form 19? Whereas Form 19 is for Indian year related, and this is provided by competent authority.
Yes.
So why did the authorization committee provide Form 19 instead of Form 18?
Yeah, to be very frank, I have no answer to it. We ask
So tomorrow somebody comes for an audit. How will you justify that?
Just because while giving they said mother to daughter, so they have proved the relation as mother to daughter, and they have accepted. Could be as a
this is the adopted child, right?
Yes. That's the reason I'm saying there need to be some. Whenever next addition or next suggestions have been sought by all of us, we need to ask for the government to make these additions in the law or amendment in the law.
Because the law is not very clear about the adopted
no
child. There's no clarity on the stepchildren, or stepbrother and step parent and the adopted child and all those things. Yeah.
I mean, this case actually, in Maharashtra, what is that we only review the case in the hospital level. We are not giving any kind of confirmation towards that case. So we likely in Mumbai, we didn't give the Form 90 anything. So directly from the state level authorization committee, the approval letter which is receiving, that's the final one as we're taking now.
But which form do you get it, Siju?
It's in the Form 18 only they are giving. But it is a
Yeah, that's what.
yeah.
Form 18 is okay. Otherwise, tomorrow somebody comes for an audit,
But
then
in
how
that
will you
case,
justify?
they were mentioning that it is a related, as it is in the bracket, the daughter to the adopted, sorry, the father to the adopted daughter, like that.
Yes.
So the second level
That's true.
review, they did that, and we have in a safer heart to be that the 2 level, the scrutiny is done.
Yeah, yeah. So in this case, I asked Regional Authorization Committee, but they said, no, madam, you have to accept it. So to be very frank, we have no option. And they had very clearly mentioned it's mother to daughter. So we accepted that.
So when you get this form, they also keep a copy in their office,
Yes,
right?
every record.
Okay, so that way you are safe then. Okay.
Absolutely.
And just wanted to add
Actually,
to that.
someone wants to know, is the Form 19 issued by External Authorization Committee?
No, a form, when the External Authorization Committee gives a form approval, they give it in Form 18. Form 18 is for other than near related and swab transplant.
Cases.
Form 19 is used by competent authority.
So someone
That's
wants
your,
to...
Yeah.
But my
yeah, Vasim.
understanding is that
Yeah.
when
Really, I just
for
want to add,
Yeah,
I'm
Vasim, go
sorry.
ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No,
Vasim, bol.
I just wanted to tell about my understanding about it. I mean, whether it is a first near relative or non-near relative. I mean, because for near relative cases, in case of international cases, that will go to the external committee, right? Either
Yes,
now
yes.
the external authorization committee, but Form 18 is the standard, the approval certificate that the authorization committee should follow, whether it is a near relative or non-near relative. This is my understanding.
Yes, that's correct.
I don't know, maybe others can.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think they should have given Form 18 instead of Form 19, because that is whether it, I mean, even if stepmother also, even if it is a first degree relative also, Form 18 only should be given by the authorization committee.
Actually, someone wanted clarification on police verification required for both donor and recipient in transplantation.
See, as per the law, the police verification is not required. That is, health is a state subject in India. Some state asks for the police verification. I feel majority of the southern states, they ask for the police verification. But as per the law, we require only Form 20. That is the domicile certificate certified by the Tehsildar or judicial magistrate. So if you get Form 20, that is sufficient. But form police verification, you can do it if in the case like spousal cases or some stranger donor. In that case, you can do it. In the spousal case, there's no kid to prove the relationship. Stranger, there is no way to prove the relationship. Then you can volunteer taking police verification. But as per the law, you don't require police verification.
See, as per law, various things are not required, like affidavits and all. There is no mention anywhere in the act for affidavits. Still, we are asking because we need to have some documentary evidence. Similarly, in Maharashtra, earlier I also never used to take police verification for related cases and only for unrelated, either Form 20 and prior to that police verification. But now, Regional Authorization Committee is insisting on police verification, even though there is Form 20. So,
see, 1994 law, because currently we are following 2011 amended law and 2014 rules. So 1994, there was no clarity on Form 20, the domicile certificate and Tehsildar's verification and all those things. So at that point of time, the authorization committee used to seek police verification, but majority of the states, they continue with the same process even if they are following 2014. They have not taken any pain to read what is written in 2014. So they are in their comfort zone. It is the duty of the transplant coordinator to run around and get all these papers.
Okay, I saw
Jayalakshmi
said that she had an interesting study, but what I'm seeing is there's clearly a need for more discussion on various cases and documentation, and we are doing it as a series and we would like to continue doing it. And can we also for the next month have a similar session on documentation, some different case studies, and I would request coordinators here to reach out to me separately with such difficult, challenging, scenarios where they struggle with documentation, and we can organize one next month as well. I saw Jayalakshmi wanted to share anything, but the time is also coming to an end. So maybe we could for the next month also look at 3-4 similar case studies and have a discussion around that. Yeah. Anybody else has anything to share? Really, you have any final words to say?
If my suggestion is that if all of you have got substantial number of case studies and doing swap challenges and swap transplant, you can do that also next series, because we have covered with near related foreign nationals and other than near related. Now next is swap transplant, which is pending. So if you have got substantial case studies, then we can do that also. Otherwise, if you have got better suggestion, please come up.
I think there is scope also to discuss more in other than near relative, other kind of non-near relative.
Yes.
Anybody from the group wants to add something, wants to comment on something? Anybody?
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, Elizabeth, tell me.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. I'm Elizabeth from CMC Vellore. We have a case, ma'am. I'm from Pediatric Nephro Department. We have a child who is 8 years old, and he was born through IVF, that is artificial insemination. So the father is willing to donate. The father is not the biological father, since the child is born through this IVF treatment, but still he is considered as a legal father. So still the parents don't have any other proof that the child is under, like the child was born with through IVF treatment, and they have lost. The father is an ex-army person, so they had many places to be transferred. So while transferring from one place to other place, they had missed all the documents, and they're not able to get like contact the place where they're able to, like where they were treated, and get the documents, and they're telling we don't have very old documents. He's around 9 years old, so they're telling only we have 5 years recent documents. So there is no other proof that this child was born through IVF. And from HLA cross-match test, it was proved that like 3/12 match has come up. So we have additionally asked for DNA test also. So the reports are yet to come. So is there any other documents we require to proceed with this transplant, ma'am? Because still the relationship is not proved because there is no sufficient document. But still the parents are willing to proceed with transplant, and mother is a diabetic, and yes, ma'am. Yeah, so
Elizabeth, during the IVF procedure, the biological father will be the same father. This might be IUI. Okay, it's not IVF, it might be IUI. Probably they might have lost the paper. Yeah, IUI. So from the hospital where they have done IUI, they might be able to retrieve the duplicate copy.
Yeah. But they were not able to retrieve the duplicate copy, ma'am. They had contacted the center, but they were not able to produce.
Otherwise, so what you can do is that the person is in army, right?
Yes, ma'am. He is an
So it is
ex-army. Now
comparatively
he's not
easy. It
active.
is comparatively easy. You can do a DNA with the child and the mother and prove the relationship between the husband and wife and their old photographs, marriage photograph, honeymoon photographs, and all those things. And the army, they have the army registration card, right?
Yeah. They have all
so in
these
the
documents.
child's name would be also there. Yeah. So
yeah, ma'am. And even in the birth certificate,
then
the
apart
parents'
from that,
names
they can
are
write
there.
it. They can mention it in the affidavit that they have lost all the papers during the travel or whatever exactly the reason is. And then they can put it across. Yeah. Because since it is a child, I don't think it is a major issue. Anybody who
ma'am.
is
Thank
Really,
yeah.
I just wanted to, acknowledge Anu, who I met, and Vishok and Vrinda, who I hope to meet. Very, very good job. I would say that that all the NATCO donators are a very important part of the transplantation process. And for that reason, look at things from a very ethical lens as well. Because when you start, there have been the TTS, the Transplantation Society, many members in there have written about the concerns with the DNA testing, because it has the potential to disrupt the life of a parent and child in case the DNA is not proven to be that of the father. So I think, these are very complex issues, and simply forcing pairs to go through DNA testing may not, pass the ethical testing. So just something for us to think through and keep in our minds as we're doing this, about the sensitivity of what this can cause.
Sure. Yeah.
True, true.
All right. Should we wind up?
Yes.
Thank you so much for those excellent case sharing, Hanu, Vishok, Vrinda. And thank you, Trilly, for a wonderful moderation. I just want more people to come forward and moderate these master classes, take responsibility, do case sharing. These are your webinars. They belong to you, so own them. Feel free to even initiate one, plan one, design one, and we are always there to help you. Thank you once again for everyone who's joined, taken the time to be with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.